A barber event with students across the school. The intention of the day is to lead these kids and show them that there's something more, that this is a potential pathway for them, specifically if they're disengaged or are unsure with what to do with themselves. And I'm joined with MJ himself. Just talking about the day and what it entails for the students out here.
So my name... Oh, yeah.
So who can hold if you want.
Okay. So my name is Mohammed Al-Haj. I'm known as MJ. I've been a barber for 15 years. Today we're here teaching the kids. I don't usually look at them as kids. You know what I mean? They're kids with all the brain. You know, for them to be at this age and to know what they want. You know, this is something that I didn't even go through when I was 15 or 14 years old. You know what I mean? So we're here doing the look and learn classes program, trying to guide them, trying to push them. You know, to get into barbering. You know, barbering is becoming very big. It's not like as before, you know, back in my days, you just go to your local barber shop, get your haircut and get out. Now it's all about, you know, your manners, representing yourself, supporting your local community, being a good role model. So this is what I'll be teaching them today. And they're doing very good.
And you speak on the fact that... you hold the microphone now? So you speak on the fact that it wasn't around when you were growing up. What exactly got you into it? Because prior to researching, school wasn't particularly for you growing up. So how did you find haircuts and barbering as a pathway to, I guess, make a name for yourself?
To be honest, it was, when things are meant to be. So what happened is I got kicked out of school and, I got expelled. My dad lives overseas and then he wanted to squeeze my ear a bit. So he goes, I want to book you a ticket to Lebanon. You're going to stay there for 6 months. You're not going to go back. You know, you got to learn something. You got to do something. You got to become something. So my father, he had a big model. He had a big part in my life. Okay, so and he was doing it tough at the time. You know, I remember he was paying $200 American a month for each course. You know what I mean? So it was 4 months course, and he offered it to me. He goes, "Why don't you become a barber? Why don't you just give it a try?" And I thought about it. I used to cut my own hair, and my mates used to laugh at me at school. But guess what? Now all my mates, they wait hours for me to cut their hair. You know, so it was meant to be. Barbering found me.
That's it. And speak to me about the founding of Ministry Barbers. How did it come to be, and how did you get it going to where it's at today, specifically as a social media inspiration for many people? What got me here is being myself, having respect, always being humble, and the most important thing, your faith. Your faith, don't ever forget about your faith. Your faith is the most important thing in your life, in your career, in every single thing that, it comes. You know, God sometimes, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala puts us in a hardship, but at the time you don't understand why this hardship, I'm going through it right now. You know, you start questioning yourself, why me? Why me? Why not someone else? Why someone else is happy and I'm upset? I'm going to have to go through this. But guess what? Your hardship is the reason for who you are today. So take every single hardship as a blessing. Believe in yourself. Be yourself. You know what I mean? Stay positive no matter whatever you go through in life. Always stay positive and trust me. Wallah, the lucky shot will come and you'll get there. And one last question. So you're obviously a huge role model for kids all over the world, being a social media sensation. What words can you give them, I suppose, to help them find a direction within their own career, whether they be lost, whether they're not sure what they're going to do with themselves? Anything you can give?
Yeah, of course. My advice to all the boys and the girls out there, find something that you really love, maybe your hobby. You might have a hobby yourself, and like if I ask you a question, what do you want to be in the future? You might say to me, I don't know, I have no plans, I got nothing, I don't know, I'm lost, I don't know what to do. But I'm sure that you have a hobby that you did at home or you did outside the house. You know, some people, they're very good with their gaming, electronics. Some kids, they're good with their sport. You can become a sport teacher, you can become an engineer in electronics or whatever. So find yourself what you like, and I know that there's a lot of kids that are suffering from mental health issues. Learn how to speak up. Don't hold it in. Get out, speak, reach out. There's always a lot of people out there that they're willing to help and to listen. So that's my best advice.
Mohammed, thank you for your time. Appreciate it. All the best. I'm now joined by Nicholas, one of the careers people at the school. Just feel free to talk to me about what this event means for students, particularly ones that
don't know or don't have a pathway graduating?
Okay, so I'm the head teacher careers with the Educational Pathways program. So I work with 6 schools in the region, and programs like this provide opportunities for students to get a taste of a career or an industry that they're genuinely interested in. Obviously, we've got MJ coming in and working with us. We've had a long-standing partnership with MJ with the Educational Pathways program, obviously the students are drawn to him because of his social media influence, but also because of his skills. And in the Educational Pathways program, we're trying to address skill shortages. So these types of programs really help to kind of close those gaps with these workshops.
Yeah, so you speak on the fact that he has a huge social media presence. Do you feel that that's the way that kids are going, particularly when looking for careers? They're going to look online and see what the next big sensation or...
No, look, I think they're going with what they know, and part of that can be from social media. Look, in our community here in Cow Pasture and the Educational Pathways program, Cow Pasture region, we have a lot of students interested in barbering, which was why we reached out to MJ. But we have a lot of students interested in other fields like construction, beauty. We've got students who aspire to go to university as well. So our goal is to just kind of provide those pathways, whether it's via vocational education and training, directly to university, or a combination of the two, is to show them that there's always a pathway to get to wherever you want to get to.
So what has been the general consensus, I suppose, across the students today up to this point in terms of barbering and all this sort of stuff?
Yeah, so this is the 5th workshop we've run overall, including last year. They've always been a big success. These type of Educational Pathways program workshops really engage the kids. We've got students who are looking to transition out of school, and students who may want to continue on to Year 12 but eventually want to end up in barbering. So what we've got through this collaboration with the Educational Pathways program and MJ, we've got a way for them to explore the field, hear from a professional, a master barber and an educator in the field, and build some skills and network. So these are all the things we want to provide to students. Yeah.
And what are they going to be doing today, I suppose? What does the day entail for the
So
students?
today, MJ's demonstrated how to give a haircut. They will then write down his particular technique. So we do get them to take some notes. And then they will be practicing on some mannequins. At the end of the day, we've got a set haircut that we want them to do, and they will practice. We'll get the experienced barbers to go first, and then what we usually do is get them to buddy up with the less experienced, so that they're also building coaching skills and some of those interpersonal skills. Yeah.
Nick, sounds awesome. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, guys.
So, as we had the opportunity to speak to 2 of the guys, it's pretty clear that this is a very popular theme across all students. We spoke on the fact that not knowing what you're going to do when you're graduating is a pretty daunting, something that a lot of kids don't really think about until it's hit them. So having the opportunity to experiment with their friends, build a level of network, build a level of comfortability with these sort of things is pretty huge. And I suppose that's pretty evident in the fact that it's such a popular thing across the students. I mean, we spoke to MJ himself. He is a huge proponent of following your heart and just following what you're going to do. And with something like this, we're hopefully going to have the opportunity to speak to a couple of students about what they think. And I'm joined by somebody now. Feel free to introduce yourself, man.
Hi, my name is Jonathan.
Yep.
Jonathan Ikano. I'm an East 10, Bonding student.
Yep. And just, have you had the opportunity to learn much today?
Yeah, today I came in as a model.
Yep.
I came in, MJ came and taught us how to cut hair and different methods of cutting hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you said you're in Year 10. Do you really know what you're going to do when you graduate, all that sort of stuff?
To be honest, I'm aiming to go to university, go for an 8-hour course.
Okay.
And see what goes from there.
Yeah, so seeing as you have a path in mind, you know what you want to do, what does an event like this mean in terms of maybe a potential backup or something along?
Yeah, it gives me a better understanding of barbering.
Yeah.
And if I really want to do it in the future or not.
Yeah, and have you seen something like your classmates and all that sort of those guys?
Most of these boys are my classmates and fellow students and fellow mates. Most of them cut hair.
Yeah, sweet as, man. All the best. Thank you. Hey, man. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Feel free to introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Ridwan Hussain. I am a 17-year-old who goes to Hoxton Park High School.
Hoxton Park High School. So, what brings you here today?
Well, I was lucky enough to be involved in this educational pathway, and this whole experience is it gave me a lot of more knowledge than I had prior.
Yep.
And well, more knowledge. Oh well, that's really the best thing anyone can do, right? Get more knowledge on the things they love, and I want to grow this, and I want to grow my experience, my skill level, and I want to do this as my job for the future. So it helps a lot.
Yeah, so you speak on the fact that growing your knowledge is huge. It's important. It's one of the most important things you can do. What have you gained from today so far?
Well, so this is actually my second time coming to this. So I came to last year. I also came here. And not only did I learn, so MJ teaches us techniques, easier techniques that we can use, that more detailed, gives us tips on how to run a shop, and it just gives us general knowledge as a barber, right? That we wouldn't have as kids,
for sure.
But other barbers have that, and he gives it to us at this early age, so we have more time to expand on it and build from it.
Yeah, so you're obviously pretty young. What got you into barbering and hair cutting and stuff of that nature?
So originally it was when I was from 10 to 13. I wanted to be a actor, but my family didn't like that. They weren't really into it. So they gave me different options of what I should do, and barbering was one of them. And then I was I kind of dismissed that at first, but every time I'd go get a haircut, I would see how they do it. Right, I kind of appreciated everything they'd done, and how it wasn't just a simple thing. And I kind of started getting into it, and then when I started getting a bit more knowledge, I kind of saw that barbering is kind of the same as my life right now. A lot of people underestimate barbers. They say, you're only a barber if you can't do anything else, right? Which, for me, that resonates a lot, because a lot of people, educationally, I wasn't that smart. I didn't always pass. I wasn't the best student. But I feel like I have a lot more potential, and that's like barbers. Barbers have a lot more potential than normal jobs, and I feel like I would have that. I would have more potential than all these other kids that are going to uni and stuff.
For sure. Look, I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
All the best. You mentioned it yourself. Art, it's an art. It's a very tedious job, but if you focus in, if it's something you really want to do, it's a passion of yours, there's no reason why you can't do it better than anybody else, man.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you. So we had the opportunity to speak to MJ himself, as well as the careers advisor, and a couple of students about the overall thoughts and expectations heading in today. Joseph Sayoun, Oz